The hip hop industry as a whole, can you name 10 dope ass white hip hop artists right now, rappers right now? Give me 10. I'll wait. I love many artists who are accused of cultural appropriation, because at the end of the day, if they made the cut, they made it for a reason.
I hate cultural appropriation because at the end of the day, those artists that have made the cut, as you put, are degrading and not giving hip hop the credit that it deserves because they're using it to their own capitalist type gain in the industry.
Hey man, this is a capitalistic society, bro. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say somebody can't make money off something that they're talented at? At the end of the day, if you are skilled enough and good enough of an entertainer to make it to the mainstream from a different genre, or to say come from a different ethnic background and make it in hip hop, then you probably got some swag with you. You probably got some juice, because everybody can't do that. What the hell is Macklemore? You know what I mean? People recognize, that's not quite hip hop. Get that shit out of here.
Okay, these artists that have gotten in the door or whatever, take Post Malone for example. When he wants to hear some real shit or hear something sad or make him cry or make him think, he's not listening to hip hop. But he capitalized his whole career off of hip hop music. But now when he's being asked, what do you listen to when you want to hear something real? He's saying, I don't listen to hip hop. Come on, dude, you used it for your own capital gain to get you to where you are now, and now you're saying it's not real? Get out of here.
So because he doesn't listen to hip hop before a show, or that doesn't motivate him, he's not hip hop? I mean,
I didn't say he doesn't listen to it before a show. He was asked, what do you listen to hear something real? Hip hop is real. Hip hop is a real culture. Hip hop is a real genre of music. Hip hop is saying real stuff, giving out real messages.
So what did he say he listened to?
He said he listens to Bob Dylan, which is okay. Bob Dylan's a great artist. I'm not taking that away from him. But as an artist who has used hip hop to gain success, gain millions of dollars, gain millions of fans, and then you're saying it's not real, it's not giving out real messages, that's ridiculous.
So you said a couple of different things there. So because he said that he likes Bob Dylan because that's real to him, hip hop is not real to him? I mean, shit, I listen to Phil Collins sometimes. Does that make me less real? I think Phil Collins might be real. I can hear the air calling in the air tonight, you know what I mean? So, I mean, shit, people have their own taste. So I'm sure he likes hip hop enough because enough people in the game respect Post Malone to give him a pass, you know what I mean? Like I said, the bullshit but we have a natural selection in the game of hip hop, or in the culture, so to speak. So real always recognize real, you know what I mean? And when we see fake shit, we call it out.
Okay, I'm not saying that Post Malone is a bad artist. I'm not saying that he makes bad music. I think that he makes good music, and I think he's a good artist. I think he's a great artist. But at the end of the day, if you're capitalizing off of hip hop, which stems from black culture, and then you're being asked about the music that you make, and you say that it's not real, that it's not giving a real message, there's a problem with that, because you're appropriating this culture. You're getting your hair cornrowed, wearing quote unquote urban type wear, and you're making urban type music, which is hip hop, and then you're saying that, but it's not real, but yet I became a millionaire off of this culture, off of this music, and then I can turn around and say that it's not real, that it's not saying no real shit. That's ridiculous.
At the end of the day, we made all this shit. Rhythm and blues, you know what I mean? Turn into soul or whatever, turn into jazz, turn into rock and roll, turn into funk, turn into hip hop. We created this shit. Now, I can see what you say. Back in the day, mainstream was able to take over rock from us, from Chuck Berry, right? Mm-hmm. The Rolling Stones took that over from Chuck Berry, kind of gave it more of a hard, violent sound. And after Jimmy left, pretty much that was the end of the black man in rock, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, they appropriated that, but that was a long time ago. Things have changed now, especially come on, man.
Jimmy's not the end of the black man in rock. Lenny Kravitz, a band called Death, come on now.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that. Other than those gentlemen that you speak of, that was the decline of rock, pretty much. We had a few more artists, and then after that, who do we have? I mean, because at the end of the day, the culture the black people didn't even want rock no more. We started liking the R&B, we started liking the soul shit. We started getting into a whole different kind of groove. Rock got left our groove, so the black artists that were trying to do rock back in those days got ostracized for trying to do this shit in the first place. So they moved on to soul, R&B, which then turned into hip hop. And now we mastered that. So when you say cultural appropriation, especially in the day of streaming, like, dude, if you nice, you know what I'm saying, put your streams out. Get your wins up. It's a buyer's market out here. And it's a seller's market. It's just an open fucking market. You know what I mean? If you got a good product, you always can find an audience. Whether you're in America, whether you're overseas, there's always somebody that's gonna buy your product. So if somebody like Post Malone wanna make some shit, you think it's whack, you can think it's whack. At the end of the day, you still got the same opportunity to get the same love he has, because it's an equal playing field now. It's not like back in the 70s when they were getting shitted on by the main record labels. Everybody had their own damn record label. You can pave your own way.
Okay. I'm not blaming it on cultural appropriation. I'm stating the fact that cultural appropriation is a very real thing and is still happening to this day. Take Miley Cyrus, for example. When she had the little innocent Disney Channel persona, whatever, and then she linked with Juicy J, started wearing Jordans, started talking about smoking weed, started making more hip hop type music. And then fast forward a year or two later, after she went through that phase of where she was collaborating with hip hop artists, she gets on Vanity Fair and says, I stepped away from the hip hop culture because I realized that that's not for me or whatever, and I'm not about that life. But yet you capitalize off of that to bring your career back into a spotlight because you're white and can do, as a white artist, you're allowed to do that and then go back beyond what you did and say, oh wait, I'm not about that life anymore. But you use it for your own capital gain, and you appropriated a culture to get more capital gain for your own career.
Man, come on with this capital gain stuff, man. This is a capitalistic society, like I said originally. She didn't leave hip hop. Hip hop left Miley. Like people read through that bullshit. Black Twitter, it pretty much runs Twitter nowadays, right? So black people have a bigger voice than we had ever in time, for real, right? So I feel like if you whack or if you faking like how she was doing, we're gonna call you out on it. But we can't make that's not the end all be all, that's not the standard. There's always gonna be exceptions to the rule. Miley Cyrus, or, man, think about it. The hip hop industry as a whole, can you name 10 dope ass white hip hop artists right now, rappers right now? Give me 10, I'll wait. You can give me 10?
Jameson, Daly.
It's
Ryan,
hard.
yeah.
You reaching back in your brain to dig that shit out. When I can name 15, 20 white rappers, then I'll get worried. Then I can start saying, oh shit, they taking over the game. We might need to step our shit up. But right now, they're not doing nothing. They're not making no noise. They got a couple anomalies, and that's it.
It's not about being white and being in hip hop. It's about being white and using black culture for your own gain when you're not about that, really. How is Miley Cyrus not cultural appropriating?
Bruh, but is Mike Will Made It and Juicy J not at all responsible for collabing on that? Are they not co-conspirators? I know dudes who were like in high school. I mean, they weren't about that. They were like straight arrows kids, right? And then I'm checking on their IG or on their Facebook, and now they super gangsters. Like, I'd rather have a white kid or an Asian kid who's from the trap, who lived that life, talking that shit, who's really about that. They have just as much right to rap about that life as a black kid does. You know what I'm saying? So is he not appropriating that life, even though he's never lived that life? Is that not rampant in the hip hop culture? People faking the funk like they live a life they didn't live. They don't want to see smoke. They don't know what smoke smell like. They don't know what smoke look like. But they talk about it. They preach about it. They live that life for real.
No, that's definitely true. There are artists out there that are faking the funk. But at the end of the day, when it's like take Vanilla Ice, for example. In his biography, they said that he's from the projects in Miami. He's from a suburb in Dallas. Whenever Vanilla Ice got signed or whatever and was doing the deal with SKB, they changed his whole persona and gave him more an urban street look.
That's called marketing.
Yeah, but it's like they're using black culture to market this white kid from the burbs and give him this fake story like he's from the hood and he's doing drive-bys and stuff.
I feel like at the end of the day, that's the record label trying to fake a lifestyle that's not true. But for real, he made 1-2 hit records, one off that Go Ninja Go and Ice Ice Baby, and that's all you heard from son. Because why? The culture said, we don't believe you, you need more people. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go for that fuck shit. So, hey, like I said once before, the natural selection of the culture is strong enough where we can have diversity in the game and not be scared. And if you're nice, you know what I'm saying, and you represent the culture and you cite your sources appropriately and pay homage and respect to the people and your forefathers before you, then we will welcome you with open arms in this culture because dope shit is dope shit and dope shit is universal.
Touche, dope shit is universal, dope shit is dope shit. Good music is good music, good hip hop is good hip hop. When you're not a part of black culture and you are using it just so you can get some type of gain in your career, but not paying homage to the culture that you took it from, I don't believe that that is correct. It's like, say like you're an artist and you paint something, right? I get inspired by that painting. I go and copy that painting damn near verbatim, but change up a few things, and I give you no credit. But I put it out into the world, and I get into art galleries, and I sell my piece for $10,000, right? But I got all the inspiration from your art piece, and I try to copy your art piece, but added a few little tweaks here and there. How would you feel? So if I take something you made, copy it, claim it as my own, and then capitalize off of it, gain some type of like fame or whatever from it, but you get no credit from it, how does that make you feel?
Dudes need to worry more about their homies that they got in the studio cooking up that music, appropriating their music, than some white kid in North Dakota. It's a cutthroat game, man. People cut and paste. That's been the game. That's been the literary game. That's been the art game. That's been the music game since the beginning of time. Any artist outside of the culture who slides in the culture through the back door or through the front door, you know what I'm saying? They are an anomaly. There's not that many of them out there, not in the hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? And with streaming services and the way people can take control of their own culture today and their own brand today, as opposed to back in the 70s and 60s when they took rock and roll from us, that can't happen now. We have a voice now. We have internet now. We have, you know what I'm saying, we have ways to communicate and get our music heard. You know what I mean? And we have more power from the business standpoint. We're more business savvy in how we do business. So the game is just different. So nobody has an excuse to blame cultural appropriation on why they're not making it in the industry. Period. If you want to get it, there's a lane out there for you. There's a crowd out there for you. There's an audience out there for you. You just gotta be willing to get in the mud and find that shit. But don't blame it on cultural appropriation. Blame it on your grind.
I'm saying that when a culture uses another culture for their own personal gain, but not respecting that culture, and then sometimes taking a step back and being like, wait, I use that culture for my own personal gain, but now I'm not gonna take anything from that. Don't put me in that category anymore. That's ridiculous. It's not about like, of course you gotta hustle, you gotta go through the mud, you gotta grind or whatever. But from a cultural standpoint, if somebody takes what cause hip hop was about the struggle for black kids, for black people. Hip hop is about the struggle. Hip hop is about rising out of that dark place. Hip hop is about, you know, becoming something when the whole world is telling you can't be shit. Okay? But when somebody comes from the outside and goes, oh, this is dope, this is tight, I'm gonna take this, but I'm not gonna respect it, I'm not gonna learn the history behind it, I'm not gonna actually sit down and take the time to understand why this is the way it is, but I'm still going to use these principles and this stuff for my own personal gain, that's bullshit. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's been happening forever. Post Malone, he makes dope music, I can't deny it, but it's like—
Don't buy his music.
That doesn't matter, but what I'm saying, he's still culturally appropriating. It's one thing to appreciate and respect one's culture and saying, oh, I was in this environment or I spent the time with this group of people and learned these principles, okay, and this is what I create, because that's fine. But it's like, when you're just using it just to gain something for your own personal selfish reasons, that's ridiculous, because it's like, why are you taking what my people did and using it and calling it your own?
Man, you gotta tap that button. At the end of the day, man, you talk to me in like a circle, and then the circle got a little bigger, and the circle got a little bigger, but it all came back to the same argument. People have a right to make whatever kind of craft that they make. If it's dope, it's dope. If it's not, it's not. Let the culture decide. I feel like we put in the culture, we feel like the culture's not strong enough, or, you know what I mean? Like it's not strong enough to last a little diversity or a little change or a little evolution. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. If it's whack, we're gonna get this shit out of here, period. You know what I mean? So you talking about getting mad at people for making money off of art. Obviously somebody liked it. They found an audience somewhere in the world that liked the music they were making, and more power to them. If you want to make music like that, find your audience, but don't knock somebody because they get into the culture. And as far as appropriating, y'all gonna get mad whether somebody cite their sources or not. I would prefer somebody cite their sources. If they don't, I'm not gonna fuck with them myself, but if somebody wants to buy their music, like I said before, it's a capitalistic society, they can buy their music. I just won't buy it. You know what I mean? But like Bruno Mars, he cited his sources at the awards, and people were still knocking him. And he gave full source. He gave full.
Just FYI, I don't knock Bruno Mars.
Acknowledge.
Just FYI.
Okay.
I give
y'all low-key could be cousins for real. But I'm just saying, the mass media were still banging him for cultural appropriation even after he cited his sources. So people are gonna be mad no matter what you do. You can't win for losing. So at the end of the day, man, do you. Don't worry about cultural appropriation, because you have a lane, you have a chance to make your money. This is not the 70s where they was holding us back. We have our own, we have the internet, we have our own means to thrive and be successful. And if you see bullshit, call out the bullshit, let Black Twitter do it, and let the chips fall where they may, period.
Appropriation is appropriation at the end of the day. Taking somebody else's craft or culture and using it as your own for your own personal gain, there's just no way I can wrap around how that could be morally correct. And you haven't even like stated like that being correct either, because it's kind of like you kind of wrapped around in a circle and brought it back to myself. Because it's about the hustle, it's about doing you.
Society.
It's a capitalist society, yeah. But at the end of the day, white kids are the biggest consumers of hip hop. They're buying all the tickets, yeah, and they're the majority. And we have these white artists that are appropriating hip hop and selling it to white kids. And there's a whole different way white artists can go about being in hip hop and not appropriating the culture. For example, Eminem.
What, sing bluegrass?
No, Eminem is a hip hop artist. He's not appropriating the culture.
Hey man,
look,
listen.
man, I guess we just gotta agree to disagree, bro.
I guess so, bro. It's all good.
For sure.
What up, squad? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by clicking the links below. Until next time, thanks for watching All Def Music.